Despite the inclusion of Piglet on their team, Teammate was still able to beat Team Liquid today. I'm here with Slooshi, who continues to seem to be the all-star as well as a whining puppy. Slooshi, what's going on with Teammate these days? Like, you guys are kind of getting towards the middle of the pack, kind of hanging out there, but you seem to have these really big moments of victory. How would you describe your team and sort of the place that it occupies?
Our team right now, I think we're a team that plays as much as we're having fun at the game. Team, like, for our practice during the weekdays, we're still practicing, but we're having like a little bit of fun with it. And coming into these matches, it's like a serious matter, but I don't think we're taking it as serious as we should be, even though it's improving the way we play though, because we're more relaxed coming into the games.
Okay. So you're more relaxed. There's the puppy is assaulting. So you're more relaxed than you should be. Is this like a conscious decision? Like, you guys just sort of like, okay, you know, like it's our first split in, like we just want to make sure we don't get relegated? Or do you think like somebody needs to crack down and get Teammate working strong?
We have our coach that does crack down on us when we get like too far. We get actually really trolly in scrims. We start to do random stuff, and Matt, our analyst, and our coach, he keeps us in line for the most part. And it still is a productive day each day that we practice.
But if you guys get a little too trolly and you're having a hard time taking games as seriously, like, how do you solve that problem? Like, how should that problem be solved, do you think?
Dodo, the oldest person on our team, usually is the voice of reason, where he's like, can we like stay on track, guys? Can we keep on track so we stop messing around? So we actually get irritated sometimes if we mess around too much.
Maybe you need to release the hound. There we go. All right, he'll just go on the adventure. Over to the cameraman, apparently. Okay, continuing on, I'd love to know what... Sorry, I'm so distracted by this puppy. People are just going to be like, this is the most unprofessional interview ever. It's so cute. What do you think of this puppy?
Eric said that we would get a puppy if we made playoffs. Okay. So that's my biggest motivation to play right now.
So maybe that's literally chasing its leash around. What are your thoughts on Team Liquid right now? I mean, so many people will be talking about, unfortunately for you guys, the big conversation will probably be about Keith versus Piglet. And you guys are in this strange situation where, you know, you had this big win, but again, sort of goes back to this conversation. They seem to have a great track record with Keith, but not a great track record with Piglet. What is the takeaway there for people that are watching Team Liquid and sort of analyzing them?
Our first loss versus Team Liquid, when we played them earlier in the season, we actually lost to them with Piglet on the team. And we actually thought that it'd be a harder matchup than it would be now. But for some reason, I don't know, Keith, I think they have been playing well with Keith. Keith fits the way they play. And Piglet, the way he plays, it doesn't really go in with the way Team Liquid plays.
You guys continue to have, you in particular continue to get a lot of attention for being a sort of all-star mid laner on the team. The first time I interviewed you, we had this discussion. What is, like, have you decided, or do you feel as though you're like one of the top mid laners right now, or what's your thought on all the attention you've been getting?
Honestly, I never thought I was like one of the top tier players. I looked up to players like Bjergsen and Shifter and Zhao Zhao. But it seems that like in scrims, it's actually a lot harder because people play a lot more freely in scrims. And in scrims, I actually find myself having a hard time and I'm getting beat. But in the LAN setting and in games where it matters, people play a lot more conservative. And it actually fits how I play. And when people play more conservative, I actually tend to like take over those games. Okay.
If you found, you know, you looked up to these guys, has it been a situation where you realized your gods were human?
Yeah, when we actually started playing them and I started doing well against these players, it put in line that like I am actually like more up than I thought I would be.
Yeah. So right now, looking at Teammate, where do you feel like the strengths are for your team? And it doesn't even have to be like in a position or something like that, but what do you think you guys do well versus what you do poorly?
Our strengths, I think we understand like the 2v1 setting really well. We have gotten like a grasp of how we should be playing the map and what is important for us to take when we play the map.
We're getting struggles.
Our struggles, we struggle like our players. I wouldn't say we are all-star players in our lane individually. It's just that we work together more better than not.
Very good insights. It's always interesting to see sort of where people feel their strengths and weaknesses are. Anything that you want to say to any of your fans out there?
I thank our fans for supporting us, especially our sponsors, Cyberpower, Freedom Esports, Corsair. I thank them all for supporting us.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for the interview. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of our coverage of all things esports at ongamers.com.
Hey, man.